Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to click that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. I would like to give a special thanks to Dade Kia for giving me time with the 2022 Kia Sorento PHEV SX Prestige with all-wheel drive. If you're on the market for a Kia, you can come check out Dade Kia and they will get you into a new or pre-owned vehicle. But let's talk about pricing here for the Kia Sorento PHEV. Starting price is at $48,090, including destination. This one stickers for $53,959. But let's talk about the front styling of the Kia Sorento. Let's talk about the exterior styling of the Kia Sorento plug-in hybrid. My model is painted in this beautiful shade of runway red. It looks really good with the gloss black and chrome accents here. But looking at the front fascia, very aggressive styling here for this current generation of Sorento. As you guys can see here, my model does have these full LED projector headlights with an automatic low and high beam with an LED turn signal. I do like the tiger nose grille here with the pattern inserts in the actual grille. There is the newer Kia emblem here. There is this front facing camera. Like I mentioned, my model is the SX Prestige model, so it does come with some very nice features. This area down here is functional to put an air curtain over the brakes and wheels. There is front parking sensors also with these LED fog lights here at the lower part of the fascia. So really good designing cues for this current generation of Sorento. But looking at the side proportions, this has a 110.8 inch wheelbase with an overall length of 189.4 inches. So Kia did get the proportions right on this current generation of Sorento. But looking at these tires and wheels, just like for my previous Sorento review, I'm not a big fan of this rim design on the plug-in variant of the Sorento. As you guys can see, these are a 235/55 Continental tire. They're wrapped in this 19-inch rim design. Still not a big fan of this rim design. Hopefully Kia might offer a different rim design in the near future. There is this LED side marker here on the mirror cap, and my model is missing that large panoramic sunroof option. And there is these nicely integrated roof rails here. But making our way towards the rear of the Sorento here, once you click this door here, it does reveal the actual charging area. Once you pull the cable back, as you guys can see, that's where you basically put the charger to charge the vehicle overnight. But making our way to the rear here of the Sorento, as you guys can see, looking at these taillights here, they're LED combination, which is an LED turn signal, LED brake light with an incandescent reverse lights, which lives down here at the lower part of the fascia. There's rear parking sensors, and Kia says this can tow up to 2,000 pounds properly equipped. And there's the Sorento name spelled out at the lower part of the tailgate. There's the newer Kia emblem. There's a backup camera, and there's the Eco with the plug-in badge right there. And then, like I mentioned, this does come with all-wheel drive as standard. But open up the cargo back here. Once you click that button right there, it opens up to reveal 12.6 cubic feet of space. And this is the mobile charger for the plug-in variant of the Sorento. Open up this, it does reveal a little bit of underfloor storage, and this is where you can put the charger underneath here. Once you fold down the third row seats, Kia says this expands the cargo to 45 cubic feet of space. And once you fold down everything, that expands the cargo to 75.5 cubic feet of space. And to fold down the third row, it's very easy. Just pull these tabs here and the headrests will fall down. And you basically just push it, and this is how you let down the second row, which is power operated. There's a 12 volt right here. But overall, let's hop into the interior of the Kia Sorento. Sitting inside the interior of the Kia Sorento plug-in hybrid, looking at this cabin here, very modern cabin, and Kia calls this interior a gray interior, but it looks really more like a beige in my opinion. But it does look really nice with the red exterior color. Reaching over here to shut the door of the Sorento. The push button start is right here on the dash. Once you press that button there, all the electronics will come on because this is a plug-in hybrid, so it uses the electric motor to start everything up. And as you guys can see, it says ready to drive. But looking at the materials here on the actual door panel, really nice material. There's two privacy memory seats with this aluminum painted door handle. I like the nice material that Kia uses here, or texture that they use on the actual door panel. It is auto up, auto down for all four windows. You can power fold the mirrors in via this control here. There's your mirror adjustment controls and lock controls. There's some chrome trim here on the actual door panel as well. This area here is slightly padded. It feels really nice. There's more nice stitching and more padding here in the actual door panel. This does have the Bose audio sound system with additional storage and cup holder space. There's the dimmer switch here, lane keeping assist, traction control, trunk release, and also your fuel cap opener. And this is a manual tilt and telescoping wheel. It does offer a good amount of range and adjustability, so you guys can get comfortable on a long road trip. There's a newer Kia emblem. Over here's your volume and voice controls. Your driver's assistance is on this side. As you guys can see, very bright display here. You can customize it by pressing this button here to show you different things. It shows you a compass. Click it again, it does show you your range, also your electric flow, your driver information. It shows you all types of things, you guys, so you guys can customize this to your liking there. There's nice leather with nice stitching here. There's these paddle shifters. There's the headlight and turn signal stock. Warm upper stock is right there. There's some gloss black trim here at the lower part of the steering wheel. Looking at the infotainment system, there's some shortcut buttons on the side, but Kia does give you a volume and tune knob. As you guys can see, very responsive screen here. Going here to the Kia interface, very responsive as well. They've been updating their system over the years. Going here to a PHEV mode, and it will show you basically the battery percentage. Right now, I have around 15%. So we're talking about the charging times in the actual test drive. Going back to home, there's the navigation menu, so you can customize different things to your liking. You can add places. Going into the maps, you can see it's a TomTom navigation based map, very responsive. You can also make it take up the whole 10.25-inch display. Looking down here is going to be dual climate control. There's also 3-level heated and cooled seats. The cool seats work phenomenal. Also, the heated seats is actually 45 degrees today here in Florida, believe it or not. There is 3 USB ports. There's a wireless phone charger down there. Putting the vehicle into reverse, this is their shift by wire. It's a 6-speed automatic transmission. If you guys listen closely, you guys can hear that beeping sound. That lets pedestrians know that the vehicle is in reverse, since this is a plug-in hybrid. There is trajectory with distance markers. There's a top-down 360 view here. Switch it over to drive, and you click P to go into park. Over here, you can also lock the center diff. There's an eco mode. There's a smart mode, sport, and snow mode, and it does change the actual display here. As you guys can see, that once you put it into actual eco or sport, it changes the gauges here. As you guys can see, it will turn the gas engine on once you put into actual sport mode here, but putting it back into eco, there's also a heated steering wheel function, auto hold, hill descent control. There's electronic parking brake, parking sensors. You can access the camera via this button here. There's an EV and HEV mode. There's 2 cup holders. You can put the key fob right here. Let me show you guys the actual key fob really quickly. It's in my pocket. It's the same corporate Kia keys, kind of like a detonator. There's also a remote start. There's a Kia emblem. There's a lock, unlock, remote start, a trunk release, a panic button. So the key does feel really nice to hold in my hands. The seats are supportive and comfortable. In my model, unfortunately, it is missing that panoramic sunroof option, which I wish that it did have to let light into this cabin, but it is complemented by this nice gray interior that Kia calls it. But it's going to be incandescent lighting throughout the cabin. Surprised to see that. Looking at the glove compartment, it does offer a large storage. You also have more than nice texture throughout the dashboard here. The materials gonna be a nice soft touch ejection molded plastic. Looking at the center armrest here, it does reveal a decent amount of storage in there. And there's some more storage right here in front of the actual storage compartment. But overall, the interior of the Kia Sorento plug-in hybrid is really nice. But let's hop into the second and third row. Getting into the second and third row here, the Kia Sorento, as you guys can see here, the door opens at a really good angle so you can access the second and third row. But getting back here, my model does have these captain's chairs, which feel very comfortable and supportive, and it is missing the large panoramic sunroof option. But looking down here, Kia says you have around 40.7 inches of legroom. There is 4 map pockets in total. You have one here and one right there. Also, you have 2 more on the passenger side. There's a type A port here. You also have 2 of them on the actual seat backs. There's another type A port down there. There's a 12-volt. There's rear air vents here. Looking at the door panel materials, the materials are pretty decent, just like the front. There is this aluminum painted door handle. I like the texture of the material that Kia uses here on the actual door panel, which feels really nice to touch. There's nice leather on the door panel. This area right here is going to be nice and padded. There's heated seats, cup holder space here. This also has the Bose audio sound system with another cup holding actual door pocket. And there is the Sorento name spelled out here in the actual door sill. You can recline the seat via this handle here, and you can slide the seat forward and back to give the third row passengers a little bit more space. And like I mentioned, the seats are supportive and comfortable. And there is these adjustable armrests here. They do lock in place. And off to the side, there is these little map pockets here, so you can put your phone and whatnot. And to access the third row, you can use this aisleway, or you can basically press this button right here, and the seat will slide out of his way, and it does reveal a small aisle way to get into the actual third row. We're getting back here. Keep in mind, guys, I'm only 5'8", but I'm gonna sit on this side right here. As you guys can see, Kia says you have around 29.6 inches of legroom. That's more legroom space compared to the Toyota Highlander. But looking here, it is a little cramped, but I can access passenger here to give me a little bit more space. There's additional storage here, cup holder space. There's a type A port, and this is how you let down the actual second row. There's a 12 volt back here. Pretty decent sized glass, so if you guys feel claustrophobic, you can basically look out of this glass here. But overall, the second and third row of the Sorento, it does feel pretty spacious. Let's talk about the powertrain specs here for the 2022 Kia Sorento PHEV. This uses Kia's 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. This powertrain makes 261 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. It is paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission. Kia says it uses a 13.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack. Once you have the battery pack filled up, this gets 32 miles of electric range, and this also has a targeted range of 79 mpge. So really good fuel economy once you add the electric and the gas engine together. But on the gas engine by itself, this has around 34 miles per gallon. So still good fuel economy here for this powertrain. And this does come standard with all-wheel drive, and Kia says this weighs around 4,300 pounds. So starting off in the 2022 Kia Sorento plug-in hybrid, this uses Kia's 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It does have GDI, which stands for gasoline direct injection. This makes 261 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. And this is rated to get 32 miles of electric range once you guys have the battery pack fully charged. Let's talk about the charging times here for the Sorento plug-in hybrid. Kia says on a 120 volt, it will take up to 12 hours on a single charge. If you guys want to cut that charging and legit in half, you have to go for a 220 volt, and that takes around 2.5 hours. So really good charging times. You guys go for the faster option, which is the 220 volt instead of the 120, which is going to be the standard. And Kia does give you that charging cable, like I showed you guys when I did the walk around. Let's talk about the ride quality in this car. This thing rides freaking smooth. I don't feel like I'm chugging around a big old battery pack. This thing rides very smooth. The battery pack actually lives underneath the second row, so Kia didn't eat up the cargo space by putting the battery pack in the actual cargo area. But this thing rides freaking fantastic. You can also put your family in here. You also have a decent amount of cubic feet of space. Once you have once you have all the rows folded up, Kia says you have around 12.6 cubic feet of space. I think it's a smudge bit bigger compared to the Highlander. But once you guys fold down the third row, it expands to 45 cubic feet of space. I know most of you guys might just fold down the third row and just have more space. But this thing rides freaking beautiful. It's paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy, when you combine the gas and electric, Kia says you have around 79 mpge, which is very impressive for a vehicle that weighs around 4,300 pounds. And all models of the plug-in variant will come standard with all-wheel drive. You guys go for a hybrid model, that comes standard with front-wheel drive. So you guys want the all-wheel drive, you have to basically step up to get the plug-in variant of the Sorento hybrid here, which comes standard once again with all-wheel drive. The steering feel is very playful. You can feel what the front tires are doing, and it actually talks back to you, because honestly the vehicle was swerving like a snake just then, and honestly it is very responsive with the steering here. But oh my god, and the power from electric to gas is just very smooth. You don't feel like you're it doesn't feel weird when you do like that weird transition from gas to electric. It's just very smooth. And right now I use a little bit too much of my heavy right foot on the throttle, but just driving here, it's very quiet. But let's do a slight run here. And this is kind of like a downhill, but let's put the vehicle into a sport mode here. And I'm going to turn off the traction control, which is over here. Everything is off. And this makes 258 pound-feet of torque. This vehicle could probably get to 0 to 60 in probably 7.8 something seconds. I'm assuming, I don't have a 0 to 60 timer, but I'm estimating that that's how fast it would get. But 258 pound-feet of torque and 261 horsepower is pretty adequate power. But this is not what this vehicle is for. It's not a speed demon. You buy this vehicle because you want to get really good fuel economy. And like I mentioned, once you combine the gas and electric, you have around 79 mpge. If you guys can hear really closely, I don't want to mess my camera up, but you guys can kind of hear the beeping sound. That's letting pedestrians know that the vehicle is in reverse, basically, because it is a plug-in hybrid. And Kia does give you these paddle shifters here. And honestly, I thought this was for the regenerative braking, but it's honestly is to shift. I thought it was for regenerative braking, but I think Kia should have used these paddle shifters to basically grab the energy and put it into that 13.8 kilowatt hour battery pack. The visibility out of the Sorento here is really good. You also have a good commanding view from the front, also around this vehicle, and even from the rear as well. And you can also fold down that third row seat. You guys want to have a little bit more visibility, but the third row doesn't really eat into the actual visibility space. The seats are supportive and comfortable. They're 3-level heated and cooled seats. I had to use the heated seats today because in Florida, the weather was around 40 something degrees, and normally that's not a norm here for me. It's like 100 and plus. That's my kind of weather. Not necessarily, I do like the cold, but it was kind of cold today. But I kind of turned my cool seats on now because it's kind of warming up. But the heated and cool seats work phenomenal. Even the heated steering wheel, the whole steering wheel gets heated, which is really nice. Sometimes some companies don't even have this portion of the heated steering wheel, so they just use the top or even the bottom part. But Kia basically heats up the whole steering wheel, and it does make your hands feel very toasty. And it does get hot very fast, so keep that in mind as well. The infotainment system is very responsive, very bright screen. I like that Kia uses this large 10.25-inch display. It does support Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But me personally, I think this is a perfect electric vehicle if you guys want to go fully electric, so that you kind of want to get your feet wet. I think this is a great option to start with. After spending time with the 2022 Kia Sorento, what am I kicking? After spending time with the 2022 Kia Sorento PHEV SX Prestige all-wheel drive, hope you guys have enjoyed this review here. Be sure to follow me on Instagram @DriveOnReviews and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next review.